Okay, hey. So without yapping too much, I just wanted to make this video because with the current direction that the game is headed in, I noticed that it's becoming more and more important to learn things like coverage and car metas and things like that to help identify or even regeoguess a country. But I just wanted to make this video because I still wanted to push the plant narrative. I love plants, and I want others to as well. And so I just wanted to make this video to kind of show you that it's still worth learning things like landscapes and plants and stuff like that. So, alright, so this is random order. I don't know the order, but I know the locks, so I'm just gonna explain them to you really quickly. Um, Here I mean, if you're watching this video, you already know it's Indonesia because of this pole top, obviously. But the plant meta in question here are these pink-tipped kind of bushes, or not bushes, but they're trees. But they're bushy-looking trees. Okay, they're kind of conically shaped, as you can see here. They almost look like a raindrop, kind of. Not all of them look like a raindrop. Like this one is a little bit more amorphously shaped, I would say. But the most important trait is that they have kind of pink highlights on a lot of the leaves, especially on the top part of the tree. So kind of like this, as you can see, and there's a lot of them here. They're everywhere, and it makes the ground really, really colorful and really, really pretty. And yeah, these are called red lip trees. They're very, very similar looking to cinnamon trees. Sometimes they're very hard to distinguish from cinnamon trees. But as you can see, the way they're all over the round here, like kind of just lining the road randomly, would indicate that it's probably not cinnamon. It's not meant to be harvested. It's just kind of very random looking on the side of the road. Looks wild, but yeah, it makes the round look very, very pink and colorful, which I really like about this plant. So yeah, again, it's called red lip, and within Indonesia, you find it mostly in West Jambi, in kind of the mountainous region, mountainous belt here. And I've really only seen it there. It spills into West Sumatra a little bit, and it also spills into Bengkulu a little bit. But by far the most common in Western Jambi, and it is a very, very, very good meta to use if you have lots of these. You should be very confidently be able to send West Jambi if you have lots of these. Yep, there we go. Next round here we have the Canary pine. So I just wanted to show this because I don't know if a lot of people know this pine. It's quite good for identifying. I know a lot of you probably say that Canary Islands is free enough, but it's just good to know, you know. The way I like to describe it is that these pines almost kind of look like Japanese cedar a little bit. The way the needles are kind of bunched up at the end, almost in like a circular, very condensed shape, makes it look like a bunch of pom-poms. I don't know if you see what I mean here, but it almost looks like these trees are like cheerleaders in a way. The way that the needles are all condensed at the ends like this in kind of spherical fashion. And yeah, that's kind of a similar thing as you get with Japanese cedar, and they just kind of look very unique, very kind of puffy, fluffy, like you want to give them a hug sort of pine. And yeah, this is the Canary pine, and they were endemic to the islands of Spain here, but they were introduced to Southern California, so you get them a lot in both urban and more rural locations in Los Angeles and San Diego, so keep an eye out for that. If you see these pines in the US, most likely you will be in like this area. But obviously this is not Los Angeles, this is just going to be the Canary Islands. Another thing I would probably add is that these pines are not found on all the islands. Some of the islands, like Fuerteventura, probably Lanzarote as well, are too arid for these pines. So these main ones over here, these 5 probably I would say is where you'd get these pines the most. And yeah. Alright, next one here is, we can tell that we're in Poland here with the green sign obviously, and the crop here in question is tobacco. So tobacco, I would say, they just kind of look like big leaves. If you don't know how to identify it, they just kind of look like, it's kind of hard to explain. It looks like cabbage or spinach or something. Almost like cartoonishly, comically, like big leaves with, they just kind of, I don't know, their leaves just kind of look perfect, okay? I don't really know how to describe it too well. Yeah, like big cabbage. In Poland, Most tobacco by far is grown in Lublin voivodeship over here, and mostly near the border with Ukraine. I haven't really seen it all that often, to be honest with you, so this might be a really niche thing, but if you do see it in Poland, you should probably just go southeast. Alright, next thing here is probably the most overpowered South African plant meta. That I think everybody should know this one. This one's so useful. And there are these things right here. They're called greenors, and they're euphorbia. Lots of people think they're cacti. They're not cacti, they just kind of look like them. But they're these very like thin, noodly branches of green, just kind of coming up from the ground from like a smaller point here. They kind of curve upwards, and as you can see, they are everywhere. They're literally like covering the entire hill here. As you can see, there's lots of them here, and they are endemic to this region of South Africa, north of Port Elizabeth here, Geberha. And also you can occasionally find it a little bit further east, but you can only find it in this region, and there's lots of it. So that makes it a really good meta for this region, especially because I feel like a lot of people mess up this region of South Africa. So it's really good to know, and you can get it in both the Gen 2 and the small cam coverage. But yeah, again, very common in this region and only found in this region, which makes it a really broken meta. Alright, so the next one here that we have, as we can see, we're loaded into a Chile round here. And we have these really bright yellow flowering bushes that are really, really hard to miss, honestly. I don't think I really need to use words to describe them. They're just kind of extremely bright yellow. They stand out like a sore thumb in the round, and they're kind of just lining the road here. You can't miss them. And these are most commonly found by far in the subdivision of Bio Bio in Chile, which is the one with Los Angeles in it. And especially with kind of like a greenish, like hillier landscape with lots of trees and stuff. So usually eastern, I don't like this region here. So this is where you get it the most. You can also see it over the border in New Ken, and there are other similar yellow flowering bushes in Chile. So I would be careful before you use this. It has to look very yellow like this, and there has to be lots of it. I would say so. Yeah, when the round looks like this, then yeah, I would pretty confidently slam east of Los Angeles here. 6-7. Round 6. Sorry. So yeah, there are two things here I would say. The first thing I would say is the palm fronds. The palm frond, all of the palms in here are part of the same genus. They're all part of the genus Butia, which include the characteristic of palm fronds that kind of curve really abruptly like this. As you can see, they kind of almost like, how I like to describe them is they look like wigs, like somebody would like put them on their head and it would be like hair, you know. I don't know if you see the vision, but essentially there are two forms of this palm here, which is called the jelly palm. We have the standing version of the jelly palm here, which is very, very similar to the Yate palm that is in Learnable Plant World, and that is found in Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil. But the standing version of the jelly palm, when you know you're in Uruguay, is only southeast, pretty much. Only this area. There's one exception on the 3, where you get Yate palms that look basically exactly like this, but that would be a large concrete road, so it wouldn't be... I mean, this is quite a large road, honestly, so this is maybe not the best comparison example, but especially if you are on a smaller road and you see these upright jelly palms that look like this with the palm fronds that curve down like really abruptly, should be in southeastern Uruguay here around Castillos, Colonia, this kind of area. The other thing is these jelly palms here that are very close to the ground have larger fronds and lack a trunk. When you see these, they're kind of like hiding in ditches usually, and if you see them in Brazil, they're only on this stretch of road here, Salta Pelotas. So that's the only reason why I chose this lock, because we have the standing one and like the one really close to the ground. So kind of like hitting two birds with one stone, you know. So yeah, jelly palm, good for region guessing Uruguay and Brazil. Okay, and the last one here is the is Peru rounds, and the meta in question are these wax palm spams. So this is quite a niche one. I've only really seen them on one road, but these are called. I believe these are Candia wax palms. Candia wax palms, I'm sure some of you know, are the tallest palms in the world, and they are named after the Colombian department where you find them around the most. So, which is this one right here with the city of Armenia in it. You get them very commonly around there. Um, but they're actually not only found in Colombia. So, when you see them in Peru, um, they're not an extremely common sight, but if you see around like this, where they're literally just spammed everywhere, like everywhere, like they literally just cover entire hillsides. It's kind of crazy. And they look really funny because they have really, really white trunks and they're really, really tall and really skinny, and so they just look like, I don't know, they're just really recognizable. Um, and yeah, if you see this in northern Peru and you know you're in Peru, then you should really just be on one stretch of road east of Chachapoyas around here, around the 8B here that goes through Ventia. It's the only place where I've seen this happening. I might be wrong, there might be some other places, might become outdated in the future, but for now, this is the only place where I've seen wax palm spam like this in these numbers in northern Peru. So, should send it there. And yep, free 5k there east of Chachapoyas. So, yep. Hey, thank you for watching, guys. If you are interested in more plant videos or just Geoguessr meta videos in the future, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe, I guess. I think that's what people say.